What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to WWE 2K19, my career mode. It is time to get broken with Matt Hardy. I'm sorry, woken with Matt Hardy. As always, the emails and the podcast will be at the end of the episode. So let's head to Monday, a night, a Raw, as your new IC champion. The next night... Yeah.
Hey, champ. Just wanted to let you know we're wrestling tonight. And it's for the title.
Yeah, Kurt actually texted me about it this morning.
Your dad.
My dad texted you? He never responds to my texts, because he says he's not really a texter. Huh. That's odd. Anyway, want a picture together?
Sure, I guess. Is this something you normally do with your opponents?
Not really. I just thought it would be a nice memento for you to have after you lose your title tonight. That's a keeper. I'll text you the pic.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thanks.
Scumbag Jason Jordan is pretty good.
I'm not really a texter.
The wait is over. This one's for all the marbles, and it's coming up next.
It's Jason Jordan versus a formidable opponent.
Enough said. Bring on the title contenders.
Relax, Byron. And so I welcome you to the next generation of great, and also a fine Wednesday here on the program. And supposedly some big news coming down the pike on this Wednesday, but unfortunately that news has not hit yet concerning the potential future here of Crown Jewel next week. Potentially. Supposedly. But it is 9:44 in the morning as I record this, so that news has not dropped yet. If it's even going to drop, if that rumor ends up being true, I don't know. But supposedly, WWE is making their decision today on what's going to happen with Crown Jewel next week. Supposedly. Anyway, there is some kind of rumors concerning Evolution. And one of those is that Alexa Bliss is going to get pulled from Evolution due to a concussion. And that's not confirmed yet. That is what I've been hearing across the internet. And that may stem from that whole thing with Ronda Rousey at the house show getting her nose broke, supposedly. Haven't seen any confirmation on that. So that would replace her with Alicia Fox, and we saw on Raw Alicia and Mickey brawling with Trish and Alita, which really defeats that whole purpose of that entire match, which was originally Alexa vs. Trish one-on-one. So it really is getting muddy there in how that all ended up getting hashed out. But man, what a weird thing. What a weird and unfortunate thing. Now, it is certainly possible that could all be conjecture, that could all be nonsense, but if she actually got a concussion this past weekend, the chances of her being ready to compete in a match on this weekend is, yeah, not great. Not great. Anyway, also in the rumors is that supposedly those signs you may have seen on Raw and SmackDown that says, "We want women's tag team titles," were being handed out by WWE. And I'm like, you don't need to craft that narrative. People already want that. People already expected that to be announced when you announced Evolution. So, like, what's the point of handing out signs to say, oh yeah, people totally want this? Like, no, they already want that. Like, the rumored fact that it would be defended on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown is something fresh, something new, and would be exciting. So you don't need to sell me on it with people having their signs in the crowd. We don't need people wanted it, and we delivered, a week later. That's not how belts work. You don't have a belt made in a week or something like that. If it got made, it's been made for a while. But in any event, I hope they do announce it on Evolution this Sunday. I hope they do. You don't need to fake that perception when it's something that people already want and would be excited for in the first place. That to me seems lame, but it's wrestling. They gonna do what they gonna do. Jason Jordan. Anyway, SmackDown last night was SmackDown. That was the last show before Evolution. And obviously next week is the go-home show for Crown Jewel, if Crown Jewel happens, etc., etc. Right, so we got Kofi and The Big Show, because clearly they're going to build toward a six-man tag with The New Day versus The Bar and The Big Show. That is obviously the direction they're going in. We got a one-on-one Kofi and Big Show, because we did. Sure, why not? We got the rematch, because of course you would, after having that loss last week, of the Usos beating Bryan and AJ, and last week, Bryan accidentally hit AJ. This week, AJ accidentally hit Bryan. That is the story they've been telling, and then Bryan accused AJ backstage of, you know, being a little bit of a Pinocchio, and played it off as a, oh, too sweet me. So, that was fun, I guess. Anyhow, Slug Sploder on Daddy's boy, Jason Jordan. Sorry, JJ. Sorry. Oh, he reversed the Salt Shaker. He is not that weak. But there's the bro kick. There's the taunt. What you gonna do? So, they had Aiden English fight Rusev. Had Rusev win in a very decisive factor. So poor Aiden English, after all that, after the one night in Milwaukee, after all that stuff, you couldn't even give them a match at a pay-per-view. It was a blow-off on a SmackDown in a squash match. Like, is that feud over, or is there anything left in the tank for that thing? Because it seemed kind of like, alright, we kind of want to move on now. And I'm like, wait, what? What? Spent all that time to build it, right? You break up Rusev Day, and now we're just going to have him get squashed in a match on SmackDown. At least squash him on a pre-show and pay-per-view. Seriously. Like, perhaps they're just out of ideas? I don't know. So, that was a little bit disappointing, if nothing else. They also unveiled the footage of Becky and Charlotte down in NXT brawling, and that was fun. Kind of, you know, blurring the lines there a little bit. I appreciate that. Jason Jordan, I appreciate that. It was good stuff. And that's kind of one of the very few matches at Evolution that actually has a story. Recap. Like, how am I supposed to do predictions on that show when most of those matches don't really have a story to latch onto to make predictions about?
You think Jason Jordan still wants to take a selfie with Buzz now? Real classy, Byron.
And there we go. Oh, Bray Wyatt.
What the heck?
Boom,
Do you hear the
boom, boom,
buzz?
boom.
It's the sound of the cicada emerging after years of slumber from their underground existence. Just as you have emerged from the underground and made your presence known. Unfortunately for the cicada, when it tunnels its way to the Earth's surface, it only has mere weeks to live before it is eaten by a predator. Well, I am that predator. For I am the eater of worlds. You should have stayed underground, my friend. Because now I am coming for you.
Run.
This has the potential to be a very bad situation for Buzz.
Next week, who are you gonna call? Why the one sock thing? I don't understand that at all.
Hey, not to be weird or anything, but I've been meaning to ask you since you got to Raw. What's up with you driving this retro van everywhere?
It's just what I'm used to, I guess. I kind of lived in it when I was on the indie scene.
Kind of?
Okay, I definitely lived in it when times were tight. And then, when I signed with WWE, I decided to, fix it up. Keep it running.
Interesting. And the bug logo?
Oh, this used to be my dad's work van for his exterminator business. It's pretty much the last thing he gave me. I guess his way of supporting my crazy wrestling dreams.
That's cool.
I mean, other than the fact that it still kind of smells like pesticide.
Can I have a
Well,
hug?
I think your dad would be really proud of what you've accomplished so far.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Can I have a hug? How do you have Bailey and not have her want to give me a hug? That's what she does. That's her gimmick. She's a hugger. Come on now.
Don't move.
What?
We have a great match coming up next.
What?
We have one of the best talents on the roster to date versus a formidable opponent.
You don't want to miss it.
Wait, which one is the best talent and which one is the formidable opponent? Because Kurt Hawkins is neither.
Face the facts, man. This guy may never, ever win another match.
Face the facts. Hawkins is here. Why? Why? That's Raw, I guess. It's fine. Anyway, moving on to SmackDown, we have Miz TV featuring Rey Mysterio. That ends up being a match between The Miz and Rey Mysterio. Ray wins, and I'm like, why are you having matches that could potentially be in your World Cup tournaments, and you're having them on free TV on SmackDown? Like, why? And then the main event, right, was Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy renewing the rivalry. And I'm like, but why? But why? Like, again, matches that could be happening at World Cup, at Crown Jewel, if Crown Jewel happens. And it's like, why are you having it on SmackDown, on free TV? Now, I'm hoping what this means is that when they unveil the brackets for World Cup, those opening 4 matches will all be Raw versus SmackDown talent. So, I want to see things get mixed up a little bit. Please. Also, Curt Hawkins is going to get way more offense than I had assumed, but sorry, Curt. It's time to face the facts. There was also a bit more build-up for the Women's Battle Royal. Obviously, the winner of that at Evolution gets to get a title shot. There was supposed to be a tag match, but it ended up just everybody came out and brawled, and we're having it right now, folks, and that kind of thing. And Asuka was the one who reigned supreme at the end of that. And then, so before the main event, for some reason, Shane McMahon came out, much like how you had Kurt Angle on Raw, running down, oh, here are all the guys I might fight at World Cup, and here's why they're good. They had Shane in the ring kind of mentioning guys, and then he kept saying best in the world, so you can't keep saying best in the world and not expect a crowd to chant for CM Punk. That was kind of his gimmick for a while there, right? So there was that. And then Shane, being the consummate professional, was like, I don't think he's in the tournament, which is pretty funny. Would have been even funnier had he said, yeah, he didn't qualify, or something like that, you know? But that was one way to diffuse those chants for CM Punk. Not as interesting as how, say, Steph does it, but it is what it is. Anyway, it is time for, oh, what's this? Slug Mission. Slug Mission locked in on Curt Hawkins. Will he tap? Will he tap to the Slug Mission? Come on, Curt. Come on, Curt. Alright, fine. Alright, fine. Broke the hold. Doesn't matter, though, because it's time for a Salt Shaker, Mr. Hawkins. It's time for that Salt Shaker 2 point. Whoa, yeah. You're going down. And then I'm going to drag you to the center of the ring, Curt Hawkins. You lasted way too long. And we're going to pin you. 1, 2, 3. You're done. Where's Bray? And there's your boy beating Curt Hawkins like it's not that big of a deal. It's still Curt Hawkins. Come on now. Alright, this is obviously not my usual... Yep. Not my usual...
Do you hear that again? It's the sound of insects buzzing all around us. But unlike you, they serve a purpose. My fireflies light up the night so maggots can seek out and dine on rotten flesh and waste. But you're simply a parasite, feeding off of everyone you encounter and giving nothing in return. Your lineage itself was built on someone whose sole purpose was to leave death in their path, to exterminate.
Bugs.
And I find that amusing, because that is exactly what I'm going to do to you. You see, at TLC, you can leave your precious title at home. I'm not concerned with that trivial ornament. What I am concerned with is your demise. Your extermination.
Time to respond. Time to respond.
I'm not going to stand here and let you try to play mind games with me. But what I will do is accept your challenge for a match at TLC.
Oh, no.
I have no idea.
WrestleMania all over again.
We're dealing with.
Luckily, we're not the ones dealing with him. He's Buzz's problem now at TLC.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hey, Matt. Sorry to interrupt, whatever it is you're doing.
What does it look like? I'm rosining my violin bow as one does.
Yeah, of course. Listen, I've got a match coming up against Bray Wyatt, and I was just kind of hoping you might be able to give me some advice.
Brother Buzz, are you woken?
I don't think so.
If one is not woken, then there is no hope in combating a force such as the monster you speak of. And even I, who is supremely woken, have lost many battles to him in the Great War.
Okay, so how do I become woken?
That is like asking how your vessel breathes the air. It must materialize on its own. Or there is the technique of a jaunt to the multiverse.
Yes.
But all this reasoning about and dispensing of wisdom has given me much weary. I must retreat to my quarters. Good evening, compeer.
He had a premonition.
Okay, thanks. I guess.
Well, I'm not sure that was very helpful for Buzz. Coming up next
Oh no!
it's Bray Wyatt!
This will have to wait until tomorrow, my dear friends. I'm attackslug. More videos every day. I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.
Buzz, you're Intercontinental Champion. Do you know how cool that is? I mean, Bret frickin' Hart was Intercontinental Champion. The Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels. Now you. And none of them held the title I designed for you at the same time. Well, I mean, to be fair, it didn't exist then, but still, you get my point. What you've accomplished... Oh, man. I'm so sorry. I'm just so excited for you. It's unbelievable. I mean, I wrestled you in bingo halls in front of 20 people for $15 and a hot dog.
Hot dog.
And now we're here. I'm sorry. I'm just cutting onions right now. And listen, I'm sure you're out celebrating, but I'm between Japanese tours right now, so hit me back up when you get a chance, okay? I miss you, man. All right. Bye.
I'm just hanging out in my van, Cole, down by the river. Oh, no, Baron Blade.
Hey, Intercontinental Champion. That was quite a win you had over The Miz. Yeah, I know we still haven't talked, but I wanted you to know I've continued to watch you every week. And I'm not going to stop. No matter what happened between us, you'll always be my protege. Oh, I don't know if you heard, but I had to close the doors on BCW. Attendance took a big hit without you and Cole, and I guess some people didn't want to work with me anymore.
Wonder why.
Controversy doesn't always create cash. And I'm not telling you this for sympathy or anything like that, just thought you might want to know. Anyway, congrats again. Hopefully we can talk soon.
You're not going to make me feel bad for Baron Blade video game. That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Some big news happening on the indie scene involving the BCW and Baron Blade, and unfortunately, once again, it's not anything positive. I have it on good authority that BCW will be closing its doors, and all future scheduled events have been canceled after Baron's double cross of his protege Buzz played out in front of a worldwide audience on NXT. Not too many wrestlers, or fans for that matter, were lining up to do business with Baron. Reports are that attendance dropped drastically and debts were owed to various wrestlers and companies, which led to Baron trying to right the sinking ship with his own personal finances, even putting his house on the market. But apparently it was too late for BCW, which is unfortunate because at one point it was a viable option for wrestlers outside of WWE, and also another choice on the menu, if you will, for wrestling fans. Now, despite how you may feel about Baron Blade, this is no time for celebration, okay? In my opinion, the more wrestling that's out there, the better. And I'm not going to rejoice when someone loses their livelihood or their home, despite any questionable decisions they might have made in the past. While Baron Blade has hit a rough patch, it's been quite the opposite for his protege Buzz, who's had a ton of success since being traded to Monday Night Raw, most recently defeating The Miz at Hell in a Cell in a title versus title match. Now, if Buzz can avoid injury and any of the other setbacks we've seen superstars suffer, then the sky's the limit for this blue chipper. I just hope that with the loss of his mentor coinciding with his quick rise to the top, that someone is there to keep his ego in check and also look out for his best interest. But when you have instant success like he's had, I have no doubt there's a giant target on his back in that locker room.
The blue chipper, Rocky Maivia.